Stories of drought have dominated the news in the last few months, with the situation getting worse by the day. Scientists warn that the skies may not bring relief because the probability of the March to May rainfall failing is quite high. The Inter Governmental Agency on Development has termed this drought the worst in the last 10 years, with all the 8 member countries in the Greater Horn of Africa impacted.
The environmental conditions have now become very much depressed. The vegetation availability across the region is non-existent now. Water ponding is really non-existent.
With 20 million people in the region projected to be hungry, the severity of the drought is worsened by the fact that it came right after 2 failed rainy seasons, straining food availability. This has in turn pushed up the prices of food several times over, while also causing the price of livestock to drop significantly.
The last report I was reading puts the price of maize, which is really very stable for this region, about 130% higher than it was a couple of months ago. So if you had a 90 bag kilogram of maize that was costing you 3,000 Kenyan shillings, it's now going to cost you 6,900.
The worst hit countries are Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya and Uganda, with 70 to 100% of crop failures reported. Somalia and South Sudan have already declared drought emergencies, with both countries on the brink of famine.
The saddest thing about this is we have the usual suspects, year in, year out. For every drought cycle, you know exactly where to send your television crews. This tells us something about our preparedness. It also says simply and unfortunately that we don't seem to learn any lessons from the past.
In the last century, Kenya has had 28 major droughts, 3 of which were in the last decade. Drought has been declared a national disaster 8 times between 1993 and today, with calls for the current drought to also be added to that list. The government, however, insists that it is doing the best it can to avoid a disaster and has already doubled its expenditure on relief food in order to ease pressure on the drought-affected counties. Zainab Wandati, NTV.